Hi, it's Wednesday and you're watching the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. So glad to have you with us today. We've got a great show for you because we're going to be speaking with Mary Overlee Olson, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about some changes that are coming up with the recycling services. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. I think you're going to be really happy about some of these changes. Also, we're going to have our own Leanne talking to us a little bit about Hawk Ridge and her. She had a great time up there, and she's going to share a little bit about that. So make sure you stick around for that. But let's say you miss a little bit, or you want to share that fantastic interview about Hawk Ridge with some of your friends. You can do that on YouTube. You can also do that on our Facebook page as well as Blip TV. It's a great opportunity for you to see the shows you might have missed or share them with other friends. As always, you can watch us 6 days a week right here on Charter Channel 8. And if you have any suggestions for us, let's say you have a great idea for a story that we have not done yet, we'd love your information. You can email us at owatontoday@charter.net, or if you'd like to, Leanne would always be willing to take your call. Her number is 390-5751, and she'll be glad to take that call, take your suggestions, and we'll maybe get them on the air. It'll be a great time. So stay with us. After a word from our sponsors, we'll be right back with Leanne Overlee Olson and talking about Steele County recycling.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, I'm Laura Ressler from the Steele County Historical Society, where we honor the past and look forward to the future. We're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, we are here with Mary Overlee Olson, a very familiar face in Owatonna, who is the coordinator of Steele County Recycling Services, and they've got some big news coming.
Big news.
Big
Let's
news,
unveil
yes,
right
okay.
now.
Ta-da!
We've got recycling carts.
Nice big ones.
Nice big ones. Every household in Owatonna, Blooming Prairie, Medford, Ellendale, and Lazy U Mobile Home Park outside of Medford is going to get a cart like this. If you live in a single-family home, you can start out with one. If you want more, just call us. We'll give you another one. If you live in a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, each of the units in those buildings will get a cart. These carts will replace our recycling bins.
The buckets.
So the bins that you have used for over 21 years
I
will no
can't believe it's
longer
been
be
that
in
long.
service.
Those
You
are
don't
nice
have to
buckets.
use these anymore.
They're nice buckets to use if you have something else to use them for. You can keep them, right?
It's nice that you would mention that because we do have an option for you. Once
Okay.
you get your cart, we want you to stop using your recycling bin.
You don't put it out anymore.
Don't put it out for recycling. If, however, like you say, Betty, you have another use for your recycling
And I do.
bin, go ahead and use it. You can keep it and use it for whatever you want, as long as it's not for recycling. If you don't want to keep it, it's old, it's cracked, it's dirty, you don't have any use for it, we'll pick it up. We will pick it up the first recycling day for your neighborhood that comes in November. So when you get your cart, starting October 15th, we'll begin distributing the carts. We'll start in October. We'll start in Owatonna. Then in November, your first recycling day, fill your cart with your recyclables, put your empty bin out, we'll empty your cart, we'll pick up your bin. If we pick up your bin, that will be ground down and made into more carts or bins, recycling bins at the factory.
Now, if people say they don't have any room for this, it actually doesn't take up any more floor
It
space
really,
than the bucket, does it?
It
Yeah.
really doesn't, and look at the bottom of this, it doesn't take up any more
It's kind of
floor
tapered at the
space.
bottom a little bit, isn't it?
It's tapered at the bottom, so it really doesn't take up any more floor space. But the good thing is, it
Lots
holds
of room.
3.5 times the volume of the bins. Also, Up until now, the last few years, we've had a two-sort program. You have to put all your papers in paper bags, then you put your cans and bottles in. You don't need bags for those. Once you get your cart, you don't need paper bags. Just
That'd
throw
be nice.
everything
That'd be
in
really
together.
nice.
So you can throw yesterday's newspapers in, and then that wine bottle that maybe somebody might have drank.
Or case of wine bottles.
And then you throw in the magazine that you got last week and the junk mail that you received in the mail today, and then you throw in the milk jug that you finished off this morning. All right together.
And what I like about the exercise is there's lots of times that I'm not home or I forget it's recycling day, and then you've got double. You have a whole month's worth of recycling to fit into that, and it's never fit.
Right.
And now, with this exercise.
I love the fact that it has a lid on it, so we're going to really cut down, hopefully eliminate the problem of blowing, recycling
rain.
blowing, rain getting in them. These carts, let me move the bin out of the way. These carts have wheels, so you just wheel them out to the curb, which is a lot easier to me than trying to haul 1 or 2 bins out.
And
to the
3
curb.
handles all the way across the back, isn't it? Yeah.
I also want to point out, when you get your cart, you will be getting a brochure like this inside in this plastic bag.
Okay.
That's going to explain our new recycling program. It will have the calendar for the rest of 2012 and for all of 2013.
And stickers?
And stickers.
I need those stickers,
We will
yes.
continue to have the stickers. I'm having clients from Cedar Valley Services putting the brochure and the stickers in this little
Great
plastic
idea.
bag, which then will be dropped in the cart when it's delivered. So hopefully people will understand our program. I do want people to really look closely when they get this brochure, because besides getting a big cart and a single sort recycling program, we're also going to be able to expand the kinds of materials that we accept.
And that will be nice. And that's going to be listed?
It's going to be listed in the brochure.
Of course, you have.
There, some of it's up here. We did not list all of them. In part, we couldn't find the artwork quickly enough, but also we feel over time this is going to be expanded even more. So we didn't want to say just these few items that are on the top, but there will be more. Let's go over here if we have a little
And
time.
we get what
I just
the
wanna
new
show
items. This is what excites
some of
me.
the new things.
Very exciting.
Now, we've accepted shredded paper for a long time, but we will continue to do that. What we want to make sure you do now is put your shredded paper in a paper bag and then either staple it shut like I did, or you can use duct tape or tape it shut, and then just throw that in your cart for recycling.
Now, they can, if they do that, then that paper is recyclable again, right?
It's definitely recyclable.
So that otherwise it's not laying loose, a shred here and a shred there and a
Yes,
shred all over the
yeah.
place. Yeah, that's the purpose for
And
that.
we want it in paper bags, not plastic bags. Those plastic bags get all tangled up in the sorting machine.
Oh, I suppose,
But
yeah.
the paper bags just kind of float through. Yes.
This is
plant
what-
pots.
yes.
We'll be able to accept
Very
those
nice.
for recycling. Cartons from, this one happens to be juice, this is half and half. We take the cartons from like juice boxes, these are called aseptic containers. I don't have a sample, but sometimes broth, chicken broth or beef broth
comes in,
those
yes.
kind of containers. Those will be recyclable.
Paint cans, empty?
As long as it's a metal paint can, it's
But they need to be
fine.
totally empty,
They
though.
do need to be
Yeah.
empty. Don't even
Washed
rinse
out?
them out. Well,
Okay.
still
Dry?
Paint is fine. Dry.
Dry,
That's what we
okay.
want.
All right, wow, that's really a big one.
Now a lot of juice cartons are coming in plastic. These are recyclable, as is the lid. I just stick the lid inside the carton. That's a prescription bottle. Those brown prescription bottles are now recyclable
Great.
when they're empty. Do remember, though, if you have drugs in those and you don't want those anymore, those should go to the law enforcement
Right,
center.
take
here
them
in
down to that
Owatonna.
spot, yes.
Take it to the box.
Take it to the box,
But
yes.
if they're empty, you don't need it anymore, recycle it.
Yes.
Some oddly shaped containers, like the old mustard ones, these are recyclable. With the cap on, we just want you to rinse it out so there's not mustard inside.
What
it.
about ice cream buckets?
Ice cream buckets are definitely recyclable.
Yay.
Yogurt cups are recyclable.
The caps, the lids on the ice cream buckets as well?
Lids are recyclable
Okay.
as well. This I got at a fast food restaurant. These are recyclable.
Really? Let's see.
I love berries. Berry containers will be recyclable. Most of us use toilet paper. The toilet paper cores are recyclable.
Let's hope all of us use toilet paper. Most of us.
This we've been able to accept for a long time, but we will also accept cereal boxes, cake mix boxes, that sort of thing.
Yes, that's what I was going to say,
Liner
the
on the
plastic.
inside is still not recyclable.
Okay,
That's
okay.
got to go in the garbage. And actually, this box, I didn't flatten it out, but we would prefer you flatten it. It just allows
You get
for
more room, yeah. Now, there has been a time when there were certain containers that if they fit in the refrigerator, if they went in the refrigerator or freezer, that they were not recyclable.
And
How is
we
that
are
the
still
same?
saying the packaging, that cardboard box, if it goes in the freezer, for instance, a lean cuisine meal, that packaging, the cardboard box, has to go in the garbage at present. Now, that may change, but right now...
Because
it's
there's
gotta go in the
plastic
garbage.
intermingled with it,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm not sure all of the reasons why. What I will tell you, though, is this is what the lean cuisine meal usually is on. That will be recyclable. We do want you to rinse it out.
Microwave trays.
Yep.
Oh, good.
This, I think I got a piece of pie in from a grocery store. Those are recyclable in our new program. This is a tricky one. This is like a big gulp drink. This happens to be a number 5 in the bottom, I think it is. Yeah, and that will be recyclable. The only numbered plastic that they really don't want at this time is a number 6. It's polystyrene. And the lid happens to be polystyrene. So if you're going to recycle this, we really would prefer you take the lid off and the straw, throw that in the garbage, and just...
Would there be anything else that's number 6 that isn't the lid, so we don't get confused with what is the number 6 polystyrene?
There is the solo cups that allow us
Okay,
to
we
drink
can't-
out
we
of.
can't use-
Those are not recyclable
Okay,
at this
okay,
time.
okay.
It may change, but right now, those are the instructions
Okay.
I have to give you. Gosh, that covers pretty... Oh, I wanted to make sure that even if you have a yogurt or a Cool-It bowl with the lid, those are also recyclable.
Good, good.
And I don't have samples because we've been doing this for a couple of years, but if you have plastic bottles, do recycle those plastic
Okay.
bottles with the cap on. Just
cap
make,
on?
Make sure
I
the
missed that.
container is
Great.
empty, and if it's sticky, rinse it
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then screw the cap
Well, you
on.
want to rinse it out so you don't have that sour milk smell in there.
Exactly.
Now, we just have a short time left in case someone's just joined us. Tell us what the big event and when to expect our big bins.
The big event is every household in Owatonna, also Ellendale, Medford, Blooming Prairie, will be getting a cart like this, 64-gallon cart, starting Monday, October 15th. It will probably take them 2 weeks to deliver carts to all of Steele County. But once you get your cart, you can begin using it immediately. Make sure you read the instructions that will be inside the cart. Put the stickers on your home calendar. Stop using your bin, use it for something else, or recycle it in November.
Great. Thank you, Mary, for
Thank
choosing
you.
us to reveal all that today.
I'm so excited.
Good. Mary Overlee Olson on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Betty Johnson.
This is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, Ann Plaskanko here from Senior Place. Senior Place has new hours. Mondays and Fridays we're open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Participate in Zumba Gold, Bike Club, table tennis, computer classes, speakers, and much more. Don't forget the Senior Place Partnership Program with 39 businesses giving discounts and incentives with your Senior Place membership card. Membership is only $35 for the year, which comes to just $3 a month to be a member. Consider joining us today.
Mayo Clinic Health System in Owatonna invites you to the 10th Annual Women's Health Day. Celebrate the woman within. Saturday, October 13th from 7:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Holiday Inn and Suites. Listen to Dr. Matthew Camp, plastic surgeon, on the Total You. Learn from Ashley Noble about healthy diets throughout a woman's life. Wrap up with Renee Rongan, motivational speaker, and learn about the fundamentals of a female. Tickets are $5 each and will be on sale starting September 10th at the clinic on 26th Street. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Swain of Amy Swain Hearing Centers. I know that buying a hearing aid can be confusing and difficult. My job is to make that easier for you. With 18 years of experience with many different brands of hearing instruments, I can help you make the best choice. Remember, when purchasing a hearing aid, you are entitled to a trial period, and during that trial period, if you are not satisfied, then you can try a different brand or style. At Amy Swain Hearing Centers of Owatonna, Austin, and Waseca, we believe you deserve to hear better.
Do you know how to safely dispose of your expired or unused prescription and non-prescription medications? Not by flushing them down the toilet or putting them in the garbage. Doing so pollutes our rivers, streams, and drinking water supply. Take it to the box instead for safe, secure disposal. It's easy. Bring your unused medications in their original containers to the drop-off locations listed on the screen and drop them in the Take It to the Box drop box. Proper disposal of unwanted medications keeps them out of the hands of children and out of our environment. This is a message from the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Welcome to Hawk Ridge. It's the annual hawk migration happening along the shores of Lake Superior. And in the background you can see the hawk counting observation station. We'll take a look at some of the hawks. They do net and band hawks, and then lucky people get to release them. So we'll take a look at some of the hawks that migrate along this area. I hope you enjoy it. Hawk Ridge is located above the city of Duluth. It's one of the highest points of the ridge above the city of Duluth. And it was actually in the 1950s when the local chapter of the Audubon Society discouraged people from shooting the hawks and to start counting the hawks. And this area up here was actually established in 1970. It draws a lot of birders and hawk lovers every single year in September and October. This is how crowded it gets at Hawk Ridge. This is a Saturday. It's the weekend of the Hawk Ridge Festival, the middle of September. Lots of hawk watchers up here today. Oh, beautiful.
So pretty, huh? So the male falcons have a rusty red back and beautiful blue wings with black tips. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to stop you on this. It's not so bad with all the other birds, but man, their little tip of their beak is so sharp. Look at the back of her head. Do any of you see a face? Can you see a face back there? Two eyes?
Yeah.
So if you were a predator coming up from behind her, would you think maybe she might be facing you?
Right.
Kind of a neat little defense tactic that they have. The females, everything about the females is more muted. So sometimes on the males, that comes up. And we had one the other day that looked just like a barn owl on the back of his head. Just very, very distinctive. It was very creamy with these dark centers. Beautiful little bird. So kestrels are those little telephone wire birds that we see sitting on the phone lines. They hunt by watching the fields. They eat small mammals, small birds, and large insects. We will often see kestrels flying by here, catching dragonflies on the wing and eating them as they go. It's absolutely adorable because they fly along and they just bring it up and take a bite, and then they put their feet back down and keep going and take it up and take a bite. Kestrels have this nifty ability to see UV light, and so when they're sitting on those phone lines or when they're hovering over a field, they're not just accidentally hoping to stumble across a mouse. They're watching the trails that mice use, because mice just kind of pee wherever they are, and their trails get saturated with urine, and that urine reflects UV light. So we had an upholstery cleaner here one day, and he said that that's how they find pet stains, is that they go in with UV light, and it reflects.
Just flew over us.
Oh, good. Great. So we have an adopter for this bird, so I want to take down her band number and we'll pass it off to our adopter. Our adopt program works like this. So in exchange for a $35 donation, I'm going to hand Mary this bird, and then she's going to release the bird, and we'll take her photo holding the bird, and then if we ever catch this bird again, then we will send her a card and let her know when and where that bird was relocated. Oh, look at, she likes you. She's not biting you.
Yeah, she's posing so nice.
I don't taste so good. So then on this little tiny bird, we'll just kind of maybe make a gap here and just come that, yeah, there we go. Just let's make kind of an avenue. I'm assuming that the bird will just get up and away. And we do have a car coming from the other direction, Margie, but it stopped. So I would say go ahead and let her.
If you wouldn't mind, would you mind stepping to the side just a little bit? There we go. Yeah, then we'll get a little more of a flyway in there with a little less people.
Brandon is holding an immature, or this year's young. We also call that a hatch year bird. And this one that I'm holding, we call it ASY, which stands for after second year. And there's a couple ways that we know that this is not just a 1-year-old bird, but it's more than 2 years old. And it has to do with the way that it's molting in its new feathers. So every year they replenish all of the feathers, and so then we can look at the old feathers compared to the freshly growing in feathers. And if the old feathers are adult feathers, then we know that this bird is at least 2 years old. Because if any of the old feathers look like this, then we know that the bird is only 1 year old. Does that make sense? So we refer to them as retained feathers, and we look at their molt. So this is an immature, yellow eye, brown vertical streaking, brown, swing your hand out that way so they can see the back, brown feathers with rusty tips on the back. And then this one, another good clue that this one is more than 2 is that red eye is getting really dark. It's a really pretty dark red. At 1 year of age, their eye is quite a bit lighter orange. Falcon's going by up here. And then we have the rusty horizontal barring, and then this bird has smooth gray, even colored feathers on its back and head.
Let's get some new ones.
Get it? You see the yellow still at the top of the eye on this one? That's kind of neat. So it's kind of fun to get these older adults in the hand because we can really kind of do some neat teaching, especially with our volunteers. So when we're looking at their molt, so there's a couple of things that we see. First of all is that her very first feather here, the alula, is what we call in shaft. So these feathers grow out in a little papery shaft that's filled with blood and feeds the feathers. And so we can see that these here are still in shaft. And so we handle that very, very carefully because those are kind of fragile at this point in the feather development. Also, can you see this feather right here is shorter than the other ones? That tells us that that one is growing in, this one here. And then when we turn her over and can look on the back side, we can tell that some of these feathers are more faded than others. So the feathers in here by her body, down in here, are more worn and more faded. And so if you're interested in seeing that up close, we can do that right before we let them go. But those are some of the things that we look for to help us age sharp-shinned hawks. So sharp-shinned hawks are woodland birds. They're the smallest member of the accipiter family that we have. They eat small birds, and so they are hunting in that. And they are very, very, very perfectly designed for chasing small birds through the woods. They have these short, rounded wings, long, narrow tails that give them great maneuverability. They've got, like other birds, the ability to hold their head perfectly still while they maneuver their bodies through the woods. They can't move their eyeballs, so they have to be able to hold their head still while they move their body. They don't want to be banging their wings and poking themselves in the eye in the bushes, so they have to be moving like this, changing direction quick and fast through the trees. And they've got 14 vertebrae in their neck, which allows them to hold their head very, very still as they maneuver their body through the holes in the foliage. Yeah, you! They're so cool. These are both female birds. They're migrating from summer territory to their winter territory, which is Central America, down into Mexico, maybe as far north as the southern United States. They're going where the birds are going. So these songbirds that migrate at night, they're kind of following them down into the forests of Central America. Following the food, yep.
So now we're going to release the sharp-shinned hawks, 2-year bird.
I'm going to have the folks on this side kind of just squat down so when I come up from below I can focus on the bird. And then I will say 1, 2, 3 and then give her a toss. You don't have to throw her hard, but she does need some up, okay?
Here we go.
All right, are you ready? Okay, here we go, folks. 1, 2, 3. Woo!
There, off it goes. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Hawk Ridge. The main viewing times for Hawk Ridge is during migration in September and October, and they are open 7 days a week. And I'll leave you on a graph that shows what hawks migrate during which months. Thanks for joining us at Hawk Ridge on the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Molly Tichenal, manager and personal trainer at Snap Fitness, your 24-hour fitness solution. Snap Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
The Owatonna Care Center is excited to announce our new partnership with Dr. Middle and Dr. Wilcox of Long-Term Care Professionals. This partnership ensures that residents can be seen right here at the Owatonna Care Center when needed. With this special on-site care, long-term care professionals will be delivering to our facility. Our goal is to decrease hospital visits and ensure special one-on-one care for each resident. Long-term care professionals and the Owatonna Care Center are dedicated to improving the clinical management for our residents, ensuring that they receive the highest quality of care.
Hello, I'm Shawn McNulty with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House in Clarebridge, and we're a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
In 2011, United Way funded programs provided services to over 10,000 Owatonna residents. For the second consecutive year, the vast majority needed help to meet their most basic needs: food, clothing, housing, and safety. United Way of Steele County is able to sustain a safety net of direct services, prepare our children for the future, and provide seniors with support to age in place due to the generosity of our community. Please make a donation to United Way again this year. Our neighbors are counting on us, and we are counting on you.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. We want to give you a quick reminder that coming up at the Steele County Historical Society, they have this amazing exhibit called Horses to Tractors. It's a great opportunity to look at the agricultural evolution of our area, and so we'd love for you to join them. And it's going on now through November 2nd. The hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 4, and Thursdays from 10 till 8. Saturday from 10 till 3. It's at the History Center. Admission is free for Steele County Historical Society members. $5 for adults, $3 for children 6 to 17, and those 6 and under are free. They'd love for you to join us. And we want to thank you for joining us today here at the Owatonna Today Show. We'll be back on Friday. Don't forget you can catch us on YouTube, Blip TV, as well as right here on Facebook. We're on Facebook right now, but we're on Charter. It's been a long day. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.